What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. It is your Kenyan boy BHE Frankenstein back again with an interesting piece today. So today we are going to be reviewing and looking at Samsung's latest device, that is the S26 Ultra, and we're going to be looking at all the features it has and everything nice about the phone. We'll also talk about the negative things that the phone has, and that's just about it. So the model I'm going to be reviewing today is this one. This is the sky blue model, and you can see sky blue, and this is the S26 Ultra, and this is the 512 gig model, and this one is dual SIM, and at the back you have your Type-C port. And I think the 256 gig version is the one that has the SD card support. So with the 512 gig one, I don't really think you need you really need an SD card for it. So I already have the screen protector pre-applied, so I'll just go ahead and put on my fingerprint, and so that's just about it for there. So you have your drop down menu. For me, I usually like the way the Windows Phone looks, so I downloaded this Windows looking theme from the Play Store. You can see it has the Windows tiles and icons sort of theme. I personally like that theme myself. And then when you scroll down, you have your interface with your controls there. So you can see you have your everything that you normally would get. So you have your interpreter, you have Wi-Fi calling, you have Samsung Dex, you have secure folder, you have iComfort, location, link to Windows, screen recorder, flight mode, and all your other beautiful nits and grits that you would get there. And you also have the audio broadcast. So that's it. And you can also turn on developer mode in the settings. When you go to your about phone and you press the build number 7 times, you will turn into developer mode. You can turn it on, and then when you open the box, this is the box that you get. This is a small box. So when you do open the box and take the content out, so you will get this piece of paper here that has your essentials. So when you go ahead and open it, so you can see here you have your SIM ejector tool. That's the silver thing popping out. So SIM ejector tool is included in the box. You put that aside, and then once you continue opening, you get your pamphlet that has your user manual and quick start guide on how to set up your device. And then bundled inside the box is a 100 watt cable, that is a USB-C to C. This is 100 watts as written on the cable, so it is written L120V, and this is the Vietnam model as the cable is written Vietnam. So if the camera can focus a little bit, it has been written, it can't be visible clearly, but it has been written 120V. So the camera really can't focus on that, but it has been written 120V. And this one comes with 12 gigs of VRAM, which is more than enough, but you can extend it to 16 gigs of VRAM via the VRAM Plus option in the settings, which is very easy to access. And once you go to the settings and you can look at your storage, So when we look at storage, you can see so far it shows 25% used, and you can see 131 out of 512 GB. You can see right there 12 GB. And when you look at the memory, it's 12 GB RAM. So you can see right now we're at 61% memory usage. So out of, we are on 7.4 GB memory usage out of 12 GB. So that's still enough to run your apps and your processes and everything that you might need to run. And this one comes with the One UI 8.0 slapped on top of the Android 16. So when you go to About Phone, there's some details you'll be able to see over here. And then at the bottom, since this is one of the flagship phones, you can see there you do get your stylus pen if you want to scribble something or take notes. Oops, I just dropped. So you do have your stylus pen, sorry. You do have your stylus pen if you want to take notes. So you can see I'm just scribbling on the screen, and it's been able to take whatever I'm scribbling. And then when you do press the silver button on the stylus, it will go ahead and erase the text that you have written on the screen, and you can slowly put your stylus back in its aligned position. So we're going to look at the About Phone and status information. And so we're going to look at the software information. So you can see the kernel version and everything. So so you can see there the kernel version is being shown over there, and you can see we are running UI 8.5, and you can see we're running Android version 16, and you can see the Google Play update was November 1st 2025 as written over there. And then you do get your Easter egg with every Android update. There's always an Easter egg from Android the 1st until the current Android, which is Android 16. So if you go ahead and tap over here on your phone where it's written Android, you can see where I'm tapping. You will get this Easter egg that will bring you here. And then once you go ahead and slide it down and long press, you will see that the screen starts to move quickly, and you'll be brought upon this Easter egg, which is about to launch, which is a space game where you're directing this astronaut through some space game. So that's always been an Easter egg of every Android. So just go to your phone and then press on the Android version, and you'll get the Easter egg depending on what kind of Android version you are using. And that will it's just something fun that you find and get and configure with the phone. And then with every Samsung phone, so with every Samsung phone, when you get it, there's a code you should dial. I don't know if it's a Samsung only code or if it works on other Android devices, but I'm going to show you the code in a bit and what the code actually does and the advantages of using the code. So just 1 minute. I'm just gonna blur out some text over here while I show you the benefits of dialing this code. So once you have dialed the code is star hash 12580 star 369 hash. You'll be brought into this menu that will show you your phone information, and it will show you the date your phone was first used or the date your phone was first turned on. And you can see for mine, the first date of use was January 27th 2026, and you can see it's written right over there. Just wait for the camera to focus. You can see 2026-01.27. That ref-cal is the first date this phone was first turned on and used, or probably set up. So you can see it is a new phone. The S26 Ultra was announced in February 25 of 2026, and it was scheduled for release on March 11th 2026. And then at the back you have your 3 cameras. So you do have a 12 megapixel camera, you do have a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and you do have a 200 zoom camera, all built into the phone. So you can see right now we are on the 12 megapixel. You can see it says 12 at the top. Just wait for the camera to focus a little bit. You can see that it says 12, and then once I tap on it I can change to the 50 megapixel camera. So when I get it to focus, you can see it says 50 megapixel camera, and then when I put it to the final option, that is the 200 zoom megapixel camera, so you do have your 200 zoom lens. So you can see there it actually says 200, you can see there. So those are the cool things that you can do with your camera: 50 megapixel, and then the 200, and then the 12 megapixel, and then also the front camera has a very good picture. If you just swap it out, the 12 megapixel, I don't know how much the resolution on the front camera has, but you can see that it's quite sharp. You can see the camera there being captured by the front camera. And I got alongside the phone a silicone case that is protective, so once the phone falls down it will be less prone to damage. And then another cool thing that Samsung added to the new phone is the privacy screen. So that's a feature that some phones have and others and some you get it with a third-party screen protector. So you just tap on the settings and you see the option written privacy display, and you can choose conditions for turning on privacy display. So you can choose to turn it on for certain apps, and you can choose not to turn it on. So what privacy screen does, it blurs out some pixels on your phone when you want to do like important stuff, maybe when you're using your banking app, or when you're sending a personal message to someone and you don't want other people snooping on your business. So you just click on privacy display and then turn on privacy display, and then you click done. So when you see when I turn my phone at certain angles, you can see like the pixels are disappearing. Like you can't really see exactly what I'm doing on my phone, and that's a really cool feature. Some, like I've mentioned, some you get it with a third-party screen protector that you buy and put it on your phone, but this one is a feature that's already inbuilt into the phone. So my official thoughts on this is, I would say it's a very solid device if you can get your hands on it. The new Gemini features are very nice that come with the phone, and the color that I got is also very nice. This is blue. I think it's available in black and other several colors, but the blue one just works for me. And like I said, in the box you do get your 100 watt charger. That's type C to type C. You will have to get a separate power brick for the phone because that's not included in the box. And also in the box you do get your included SIM ejector tool, and this phone is dual SIM and supports 5 gigahertz network. It also supports Wi-Fi 6, and you can also put 2 SIM cards inside. It is a dual SIM, so I think the 256 gig version is the one where you can choose between a dual SIM or a single SIM and an SD card, depending on what you prefer. And I've not seen any issues since using the phone for, this is roughly the 3rd or 4th day using the phone. Just got it immediately after release, and I must say it's a very solid device. If you can get your hands on it, it's worth the price for everything. And another cool feature that I forgot to mention is most or all Samsung flagship phones normally have the feature called Samsung DeX, which converts your phone into a fully functioning and working desktop, provided you have a keyboard and mouse along with you. So if you are traveling and you want to get some work done, you can get those cheaper Bluetooth keyboards and mice for like 10-15 bucks, and for the both of them it's not gonna cost you that much. Like you can get both of them for like 10 bucks each, so like the mouse for 5 bucks and the keyboard for 10 bucks, and then you can get one of those mobile stands that you just put on your phone and it will elevate your phone, and all you just need to do is to plug your phone into a monitor and the phone will automatically switch to a desktop configuration and it will resemble a Windows interface. So when you look at the icons that are displayed at the bottom, you can see there it is written wireless DeX. So all you just need to do is to get your type C cable, plug it into the phone, and then plug it onto the monitor, and that way you've converted your phone into a fully functional desktop. You can use it as a micro gaming desktop for playing AAA mobile games with mouse and keyboard. And I must say the speakers on the phone also are very nice, and we can get to test that out over here. I'll just go to my channel and play a random song or a random audio clip, and we'll be able to see just how well the speakers sound on this device. I'll just play this demo beat that I made. You can hear how loud it is, and this is just for a mobile phone. You can hear it's very loud and very crisp, and you can hear every detail of the song. So you can see the speakers are very loud for such a tiny device, and your speaker is located at the bottom over here where my finger is, and then there is your type C, and then there is your SIM tray, and then at the far end over here is where you'd have your stylus, or where your stylus is. So in my opinion, it's a great device. It has a lot of features. Obviously we can't cover all the features today, but I will be doing an updated video where I cover more features of the phone. But if you have the money and you can get your hands on this device, it's a very solid buy and a very solid purchase. And it has been your Kenyan boy BHE Frankenstein with the review of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, and I will catch all of you in the next one, and peace out.